Hi, I'm Phill Cooper, I'm the Fleet Services Manager. I'm going to take you around the new appliance. This is the first of 10 appliances we're receiving this year. They're all based on Scania chassis, still 320s with the CP28 cab. Okay, in the front part of the cab, we've now got the e-controller, and that gives all functionality now to the driver. So any lockers that are open will be indicated pictorially on the screen. Anyone sat in the back without any seatbelts on, that will also come up as a violation. You control your 999 function, your forward control, your arrive at scene, and everything will be through that screen. Also in the front, we've now created a space in the centre, taking some of the cross cab stowage, which now allows the OIC stowage for their tunic and helmet, and also allowing in the centre here space for phones, pens, the variety of folders that you have to carry, your Sanjays and all this sort of stuff are all stowed in the cross cab stowage. Okay, you've got front and rear parking sensors. The vehicle has lane departure sensors, which is this camera sat in the middle. It also has radar controlled braking and electronic brake distribution. The vehicle's also fitted with the latest View CCTV, so it's got 7 cameras fitted. One in the front pointing forwards, one at the rear pointing rearwards, and then on the front you've got 2 pointing down the sides and 2 on the back facing forwards, and you've got 1 in the cab directed at the driver, so we can see what the driver's doing as well. Okay, in the rear here we've moved the radio under the footwell there, which allowed us to give the OIC stowage in the front. Across the cross cab stowage, we've now got the overhead stowage module, which allows stowage for high-vis vests, gloves, and anything else that the rear crew want to now stow. We've got the latest torches fitted. We've also got double USB charging points this side and another one on this side. So again, future-proof into anything else that comes into the vehicle that needs charging. You can charge straight from the USB charging points. In the rear of the vehicle, the spare BA cylinders now sit in between the seats, so you've got 3 positions in between each of the seats. Stowage for 1 cylinder in each area. And then for all your HSA equipment, the smoke detectors and plethora of leaflets and things that are carried, they now go into the under-seat drawer. And they'll be stowed in there, again, out of the way. All the equipment that was spread out around the vehicle, things like bolt cutters, spades, hooligan bar, all the smaller items, they've all now been gathered together, and they've now all got a specific place on this board. There's the same board or similar style of board on the opposite sides of the vehicle, but again stowed for the various bits of kit. So proverbially everything has got a place, and there's a place for everything. The RTC locker has now been stowed specifically for the hydraulics. So where the retrofit program's going on for the older appliances, this has been built with hydraulics in mind. So again, the items comes out and everything is stowed in a vertical upright position. We've also got the charging packs for the hydraulics that sit there, and again, a bit of future proofing. We've also got 3-pin 240-volt sockets, which will allow charging for future items, which obviously that will just be when the vehicles are plugged in on station. The top shelf here is all your first aid equipment, so the trauma pack, the oxygen cylinder, your defib, everything first aid now is stowed up on this top shelf. In this locker, the main changes in this locker is we've taken the transvent food heater that used to sit in the centre there, which has now allowed a driver's kit locker. So the driver has now got their own dedicated kit locker with a welfare locker above for your teas and your coffees and things in there. The transvent has been moved now down beyond the wheel arch, so it's a more usable, accessible height, and sits in what was a redundant area, shall we say. For the hose reels are still in the same area. However, to prevent damage to the lockers and the locker seals, the letterboxes now pull out. So again, when you're running the hoses, they don't damage the sides of the lockers. This locker now is your water capable locker, so each crew member when they come on shift will have their own individual box to put their dry suit in and their boots. Your kit bag with your woolly bear and your various other bits of kit will sit in the centre, on the centre shelf. The inflatable raft goes down the bottom, and then all your throw lines and other water equipment are stowed up on the top there with the throw lines and various smaller pieces in the box on the top there. Rear locker now, the pump bay locker, the main change is all gauges have now gone. Everything now is on the 12-inch screen. So you've got two main screens that basically shows all your high pressure, your low pressure and your revs. And if you want flow data, you then go across to your flow screen and all your flow meters are on that screen. With the ignition on, you can then, you've got pre-selects. So you've got 3-bar preset low pressure and 24-bar high pressure. Whatever you then preset, the vehicle will then manage. So if you're on 24-bar high pressure and you take out one hose reel, it will give you 24-bar. If you then take out the other hose reel, the engine and the vehicle will manage that and it'll give you 24-bar at both hose reels without you having to manage it. If you want more or less, you then just increase or decrease on the screen as you see fit. You can also dump the suspension if need be by pressing and holding the button there. The vehicle then dumps down and it will stay in that position until you either engage drive and release the handbrake, or until you press the button and it will take it back up. You can also control all your rear lighting, so your rear scene lights, your rear blues, your rear reds can be controlled from here, and also your mass light. Again, you engage it from here and then use your normal controller to use the mass light. We've also gone across from wheels on the top of the outlets to crank handles, so you've physically got a crank handle now that you use, and you can crank, which is obviously when you're wearing gloves and a lot easier to use. The tank is auto shut off again, so the vehicle will manage it. You take the vehicle in, take the water in through the tank. It will allow the tank drain to drain down to 66%. When it gets to that point, it will then automatically open and take more water in. It will slightly overflow and then it'll auto shut off, and it will manage that again for the crew. Okay, you've got the new 135 ladder on these now. The main difference you'll see, it's got the yellow heel bar, and also the stay bars are smaller gauge diameter heel bar. It's also got luminous non-slip grip on it, so you have to go hand over hand, you can't slide this through your hand. And also on the 7-metre ladder, that's now got forward wheels as well, so when you put that up against the wall, it's got header wheels, so that will run up the wall rather than not having wheels as previous ones have. Okay, in the rear here, so you've got the revised stowage. Salvage sheets have now got a stowage down here. Gas tight suits now fit up on the top, and everything else has got a specific place and has been pegged and stowed correctly. Hopefully you'll be able to see that things have moved on a bit with our 2017 appliances, a bit different to 1955 when Ned was in service.